Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors and sponsored by Paychex, one of the leading providers of HR, payroll, retirement, and software solutions for businesses of all sizes. My name is Steve Boese. Wall Street bankers catch a break. Workweeks capped at 80 hours. Two Wall Street banks are cracking down on junior bankers' working hours as the financial industry continues to grapple with a long-standing culture of overwork. In the latest strike against the culture of excessive working hours that dominates the industry, JP Morgan is capping weekly work hours for its junior bankers and trying to impose a maximum of 80-hour work weeks, only double what is commonly seen as the standard working week of 40 hours. Last week, the Wall Street Journal reported that JP Morgan Chase plans to limit bankers' hours and that Bank of America is using a new tool to track their employees' time on the job. JP Morgan will cap working time at 80 hours per week. This is the first time the bank has taken such a measure. It carves out one big exception, however, so-called live deals, typically the most taxing part of the job, when bankers need to be on call for high-pressure and deadline-driven work around the clock. Bank of America, which already notified that work greater than the 80-hour weekly threshold had to be reported to Human Resources, is implementing a system that requires junior bankers to share more details about how their time is spent and to which senior bankers they report. They will also be asked to note how much capacity they have to take on more work, which frankly seems almost impossible for most of these workers. Other financial services companies, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs, have no such working hour caps, the Journal reported. This crackdown follows the death of a 35-year-old Bank of America banker whose death in May renewed concerns about Wall Street's grueling working conditions. While the coroner's report did not establish a connection between his death and overwork, the death prompted a raft of questions across the industry about working conditions, particularly among the company's junior bankers, according to previous reports. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon said in May that executives have talked about what they've learned from the banker's death. The new rules come after the Journal's August investigation into Bank of America. The story detailed how junior bankers are routinely instructed to lie about their working hours so that they don't exceed the bank's policies. The bank asked employees to report any such instances to HR following that story. However, current and former employees were quoted in May of 2024 that the call from HR feels at surface level only and is a way for the bank to cover itself in the event of the backlash. Known as the banker's diary, these tools are also used to pile on more work if there appears to be openings in an employee's schedule. For most of us, it does seem hard to work up much sympathy for Wall Street bankers, even the most junior of which are highly compensated, and most can look forward to even more lucrative roles once the junior phase of their employment is completed. But highly compensated or not, a few 80-hour work weeks strung together in what are highly stressful and competitive roles are not for the weak, and as in the tragic case of Bank of America, can take a substantial toll on a person's physical and mental health. Hopefully, some kind of a more normal balance can be reached in these firms, as certainly even Wall Street bankers should not be working themselves sick or even to death. We will continue to follow all the important topics and trends in the world of work here on the HR Happy Hour Media Network. That's it for the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors.